Chapter 5 Fortnite Island is about to change forever in a way we've never seen before. Although our realities have been through so much, such as flipping, literally being reconstructed from debris in space, even though these live events so far in Chapter 5 have been small but interesting ones, it's no match for what's been teased right in front of our eyes now this season, involving the entire splitting of the island completely in half, not only exposing the 0 point once more, but even making sense of the transition into this completely Marvel-themed season. Stop FM1 inside the shop or any creator code, but mine's only 3 digits long and takes 2 seconds to enter. It would mean the world to me and my dog Charlie the Charcoal Pug now that we've got the brand new cutout, so that means another purchase had to be made. Last video I wanted to know the name of this, so here's a bunch of hearted comments on screen right now that got that right. Today, however, I want to know the name of this, so let me know down below in the comments, and if it gets hearted it could be showed on screen in the next video, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, as after all it only benefits you, with us gifting different subscribers every single day, with some proof for that recently on screen right now. Real quick before we hop into the Season 3 live event, the splitting of the island and how this is going to happen. I know we went back to Chapter 1 in OG and cycled throughout the seasons until the last Season X, but the original Season X of Chapter 1 dropped 5 years ago today. It's crazy to say that it's literally half a decade ago. Honestly, time seems to be flying lately. Who would have thought back then until now we would have seen 4 more brand new Fortnite islands with major events and actual catastrophes to get us through those transitions? All the way to the point now where time travel has been involved and is going to be involved again, that we're going to be getting into just a little bit further in the video, so bear with me. Before we get into that though, of course we need to understand why it was introduced in the first place, to allow an OG season to come back every year if Fortnite want to, as their year is kind of predictable now, even from looking at the 2024 roadmap. Each chapter contains 4 main seasons, right? Then we go back to OG if they want to fit it in, and of course then the next chapter releases at the end of the year. This system isn't going to be changing anytime soon, as we do have a bunch of different Chapter 6 leaks, from big or small, movement mechanics, and just a ton of things. I'll put a compilation of those on screen. And because of that initial time travel, with, you know, it being strapped to the rocket, the time machine, from Jones taking it to Dusty Divot and strapping it to it, this resulted in this timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly kind of weird scenario of where Jones is the only one since the start of Chapter 5 who remembers anything prior to the Big Bang event. He's the leader of the Underground faction, initially being mad that they stole his 6-foot banana friend Peely, assisted at the right hand by Hope, who is the sister of Valeria, who initially had the plans and did raise, through Greek mythology and her kind of understanding of the island, the Titan hand with Pandora's box being this first live event. The second live event, of course, went off of this once Pandora's box had been opened, unleashing Greek mythology onto the island as a forefront, with the orb energy hopping out onto the water, then creating this giant sandstorm in the distance. Obviously you guys already know that, you experienced it either on YouTube or in game, so why am I mentioning it? Well, I wanted to establish there's a clear theme here, right? The live event occurs for then something to develop off of in the next season trailer, something very followable of that, considering Pandora's box opened at the end of Season 1, and then to unfold was Greek mythology POIs and characters introduced to the Battle Pass. Season 2 event with the statue striking Pandora's box with the orb hopping into the distance, the main focus was creating the sandstorm, and boom, we saw that in the Season 3 trailer, bringing something mysterious and ominous from the distance, being the Leviathan and Megalodon into our Fortnite island. With him being the tyrant now and literally completing his mission, just one pipe behind reconnecting this entire rig to have nitro flow through from Red Lime Rig all the way to Brutal Beachhead being what's made up of the Leviathan ship as a POI, and with literally just over a fortnight, no pun intended, Fortnite spelled like this though, to actually resemble 2 weeks away from Chapter 5 Season 4 releasing, we are in the endgame of Season 3 as the live event developments and build-up is about to happen. Again, as mentioned at the start of the video, with 30.40 the last update of this season being put onto the staging servers, this will reveal in the files decrypted the final developments of what's going to happen. Bearing in mind the previous live event developments we've already seen for Chapter 5 Season 1 and Chapter 5 Season 2 did get leaked early, some of them. The same thing will be happening furthermore with obviously what we know now. This thing, the Leviathan ship being repowered after it running out of fuel in the start of this season, coasting into the island, and since then Megalodon struggling to refuel it quickly by building this giant rig. Megalodon himself being the leader of the Wastelanders, which have only just come to the island this season, and good, or the side of Jones and Hope, should I say, the Underground always seem to prevail in tackling any sort of threat. These threats are increasing over the chapter, progressing toward that final season where something's going to happen to the island, and then we get a new one after OG, going back to that in Chapter 6 at the end of the year. And the counterpart to the Wastelanders, what the Underground are doing right now, is involving Hope, requiring us to collect, if you haven't already in the story quest, all of these Pandora gems. It looks like a small fragment of what could be a part of Pandora's box or the similar design to it, with clear resemblances to things in the orbs or the constellations items resembling them, such as Hope on the right hand side right here, a sword at the bottom resembling a sword logo, as this is a government intelligence agency division in the Marvel comic book universe. The Ghost faction on the left, led previously by Midas from Chapter 2 Season 2, that we've already seen make a return in that last season for the Greek mythology, or tying into that, as Midas is ultimately from Greek mythology. And then at the very top, what people were confused at first, considering it doesn't look like much, happens to be tied to what we see directly revealed right here in front of our eyes, Doctor Doom on the 2024 roadmap, with the constellation matching up to his facial structure, particularly around the eyes region. Despite this on the roadmap confirming Doctor Doom would be a forefront of this entirely Marvel themed season, and confirming that fact in itself, that yes, Season 4, like in Chapter 2 of Chapter 5, is going to be entirely Marvel themed. If you haven't been paying too much attention to the internet, something huge, literally one of the top Instagram videos of all time that's just been published recently, is Robert Downey Jr. revealing himself as Doctor Doom in one of the upcoming movies, because Tony Stark himself in the original comic books actually becomes Doctor Doom. I know I've said Doctor Doom a lot right there, and yes, he's already a skin in the Chapter 2 Season 4 Battle Pass that released, which means the original form can't return. Epic Games, however, if you haven't noticed, like to release similar versions of the same working concept or successful skin that they've already made in a different skin form, not just a selectable style. For instance, how many styles have we got of Peely? You know, the main here on the channel, and there's another one set to release. Bearing in mind we haven't mentioned yet about Doctor Doom having very similar resemblances, especially in the God Emperor Doom style that we already have, you know, in-game from Chapter 2 Season 4, looks exactly like the hooded Wanderer character that we currently can't see the face of. Yes, we are expecting to see this Inner Galaxy Cloak look that I've mentioned in other videos come to the game hopefully as early as 30.40, developing the Wanderer in the lore, but one thing is for sure that's known now, also mentioned about what's upcoming in the live event to do with what the plans are for the Leviathan tearing the island in half, are mentioned by Megalodon in the voice lines, literally just leaked in English right now, so make sure you pay close attention, it's vital, as everything about the map changes leading into Season 4, and what's in that trailer shown will only make sense after.
My Leviathan is refueled with nitro. It will tear through this island with its teeth. It will blacken the sky, rend the beaches in two, and devour your pathetic little cities. And then, once everything of value has been plundered, consumed, or merely destroyed, then I will seek new horizons to burn. It is my birthday, and I know exactly the gift I wish of you. That broken has-been named Jones, and the charlatan artist calling herself Hope. They are collecting my precious baubles, my Pandora gems, and it is irritating. Those are mine. They cannot have them. If you love me, or if you fear me, bring me their heads. See you out there, watching me. Watching my glorious pipeline, inching closer to the beast, whose belly will fill with nitro, and who will tear you to shreds. Meddle while you can. You will not stop me. I have been assured of this by a wise friend.
Megalodon right there seems pretty certain, of course being assured by a wise friend, the person we know he's working with, the Wanderer, that he will not fail, obviously implying already time travel has brought the Wanderer here, being a new variant of Doctor Doom, of course, that isn't exactly wanting to be revealed to keep that mystery and hype surrounding it. Even more interestingly there, before we talk about the splitting of the island and where it's going to be, involving both Megalodon and the Wanderer working hand in hand right now secretly, I don't know if you heard, but he mentioned Hope being a charlatan, or the charlatan calling herself Hope, which basically means she's a fraud. After all, we know she turned on the society, or should I say her sister, the leader of it, Valeria, and joined Jones to help out on the Underground's ambition. Hope right now seems like a ray of sunshine, or trying to do good for the island, but is there sinister intent behind her trying to get or acquire all of this power eventually? We honestly could be in for a very good plot twist going into the next season, which I believe, as you can see by the title, is going to be called Split. We get a slogan with each one. Underground was for Chapter 5 Season 1, Myths and Mortals was for Chapter 5 Season 2, and now we just have Wrecked for Chapter 5 Season 3. 3. If it wasn't obvious because of the island looking like it's been built off wreckage in the wasteland region, and as this is the literal only thing left to be hotfixed before Nitro can start flowing into the belly of Leviathan, it being assured to us multiple times that it's going to shred through the beaches and just the entire island, darken the sky and such. If we follow the path that the Wanderer is actually appearing at, or the different locations he spawns in game, it seems it's kind of scouting these areas where a river directly flows through. If you were to cut the island in half at all of this point from the Leviathan sailing down it, it would definitely be a near 50-50 on either side. This of course at the same time from going near the centre of the island could reveal the location of the 0 point like we've had revealed in so many other previous seasons on the island, and despite fully splitting it in half, maybe have some sort of build up and cracking as if it's about to, then showing that event occur in the Chapter 5 Season 4 trailer. As you can see by the thumbnail of today's video, this concept made by my friend Aiko over on Twitter, so shout out to him. We've theorised considering the 0 points energy can literally pull islands together in Chapter 4's trailer anyways, showing the development or construction of that island of debris in space. It very well could simply be a river of energy holding the two halves of the island together before all of reality collapses, and then because Dr. Doom or Tony Stark is on the island as a forefront of the storyline once again that we know right now is definitely Tony Stark from the Stark Beacons. Not only may Stark Industries also return, but I'm guessing in IQ fashion of Tony Stark, he brings time travel as a possibility to go back to OG Chapter 2. For Chapter 6, that literally only leaves the remix finale of the end event in Chapter 2, the flipping over of the island, where hopefully we see the involvement of the Cube Cradle and more of the last reality that we realistically didn't through this portal opened in the sky, to get to Chapter 6, where, yeah, it's going to be a brand new island like we see every year in December for a new chapter. Drop a like if you like the sound of that though, subscribe with all noties on so you don't miss any future uploads, and don't forget to enter code FM1 now inside the shop. Who else is doing it like me and Charlie the Charcoal Pug, getting a giant cutout to simply show our love and support to the community rocking the code. YouTube knows where you want to go to now though, so click either of these two videos, it's recommended you whilst you wait for the very next upload I publish here on the channel.